Yes. Welcome in. It's Balloon Party, driven by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. And right now, I'm staring through your soul on YouTube. What do you think of these baby blues? And what do you think of Jackson being back from Las Vegas?
Hello,
You're
everybody.
waving to the people.
Yeah, good to be back.
I'm going to 3-bet.
I mean, I like being back, man. I like it's my comfort zone. Right back here is where I do battle.
I'm going to call here to induce action.
Right. You're just trying to play some cards.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to call here. Well, get involved. Welcome Jackson back. 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service text line. YouTube chat is already very hot. So get in there and see what's doing. We have our 101 ESPN Fantasy Football Draft today. Commissioner Brandon Kiley.
I think I'm in that league. I might not be. I don't know. I'm in too
How
many
do you not
leagues.
know?
Because I didn't really respond when it was asked, like, do you want to be in the league?
Do you only respond to Ladue people? You got to have a Ladue filter on your text?
Right. Well, yeah, I have to like go in and like manually override that if I want to see something like that. So it's tough.
I Venmoed him yesterday, so I know I'm in.
Okay.
7 o'clock tonight. I know Kerry Davis was very unhappy with the 30 seconds in between picks last year, and I don't know if the commissioner has changed that.
Right. I'll talk to BK today and see what the word is.
Were you in it last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
finished third.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I went.
And it was called Piddles Patrol? That was the team?
I was in 3 leagues last year. I finished first, second, and third.
Wow.
I'm a good fantasy football player.
How about that?
Yeah. I'm always in the mix.
So that's coming up. But Jackson, you are back from Las Vegas, and I would like to hear how the trip went. There's wonderful videos. Yeah. I thought the man on the street that you and KG in O-Town did was outstanding. That's at TMA_STL on Instagram.
Yep.
Tell the people. I mean, they were missing you. Matt Rocchio filled in, I thought, admirably. But, this is the Piddles Hour.
This is, yeah. And I'm sure Matt Rocchio did a fantastic job because he is very talented. But, yeah, I was out at Circus Sportsbook in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Nice.
Super cool. Is in the downtown part. So it's not in the strip, but it's downtown, which is an area that has seen a lot of revitalization from what I've been told. A lot to do with Circus Sportsbook. Circus Sports and the hotel and casino there has done a big part of that. So that was really cool to see. First time out in Vegas, so a lot of it is just like taking it all in because there's so much. I mean, there is a plethora of things to do while you're out there.
So you have your first weekend night in Las Vegas. What do you do?
So you're talking about Friday night?
That would be correct. So I know you had to fly back on Saturday.
Right. So the flight Saturday took off at 7:10 a.m. The previous 3 days before... that was redundant, but the previous 3 days I had woken up at 4 a.m. every day.
To join us on TMA.
Yeah, doing TMA live from Las Vegas, Nevada, which is, of course, on the Pacific time zone. Right. So 7 a.m. turns to 5 a.m. real quick. And so I was a little bit tired, exhausted, and then, of course, had to get up. I don't do well on flights if I am hungover. I can't do it. I won't do it. So kind of just...
Sounds like you're setting the audience up for a little bit of a... disappointment on Friday night. That's my read.
There's just no way I can win. Like, there's no way I can win. It's either I would have to be on my
just tell the people what you did. I mean, there's been a lot of build up here.
KJ No-Town and I did the Man on the Street interview.
Vox Pop.
Yeah, Vox Pop out there on Fremont Street, the Fremont Street Experience. And to get proper video, like video people would want, you have to do it kind of later in the evening after the people have had some libations. So they were right around 10:30, 11. That's 1 a.m. St. Louis time, flying back. So I got some In-N-Out Burger and hit the hay. And I know what's going to come in. I know what's coming. Like, you're a loser, variations of that, mainly loser. And I get that, and I knew it was coming, but that is the case. Wish I could tell you differently, but that is the case.
Wow.
So that's what I was doing.
Got In-N-Out Burger on Friday night.
That's right. Yeah. Ate it.
What did you get?
Double, animal style. Unfortunately, I had to get the fries.
Worst fries in America.
It's true. Like, there's no bigger discrepancy.
Sounds like I'm doing Mike Greenberg exaggeration here, but I challenge you to find a worse French fry in the United States of America, than In-N-Out French fries.
Here's the thing, Tim, is I would take the In-N-Out fries over the Steak and Shake fries, but that's not a flavor thing. That's a cut thing. I don't do the shoestring. I think that's weak. But the In-N-Out fries, like the discrepancy between how good the burger is and how good the fries are is the widest of any possible restaurant in the country. Wow. Like, the burger is outstanding and the fries are so bad. So that was a problem. But that's what I did on my Friday night in Vegas. Yes.
So you sat and ate In-N-Out Burger in your hotel room at 11 o'clock on Friday night in Las Vegas.
No, it's actually worse. I Ubered to In-N-Out ordered, ate it there, and then Ubered back. I didn't even take it back. I didn't even tell the Uber driver, hang on, wait. I'm just going to eat it here, AirPods in, and kind of take in the scene. So, yeah, trust me, I felt like a huge loser.
Oh, that's great, because the first text at the top of the intent is loser. That's all it says.
Yep. Going out to Vegas for free makes me a big loser.
Somebody says BK made it 1 minute in between picks. I don't know if that's somebody from inside the building or just somebody who is aware of Commissioner BK.
I liked the 30 seconds.
30 seconds is quick. I didn't mind it because it flows through. And I play so much DFS. I really don't care about my fantasy football teams, but I'm doing it since we're, part of it's the station's thing. But if I'm like really caring, 30 seconds does go quick.
It does, but
it makes the draft go quick. But I like the commissioner's decision. I respect the commissioner. Kiley listened to the people, and democracy prevailed here at 101 ESPN. I salute the commissioner.
I always salute the commissioner. I love BK. Having said that, I thought 30 seconds is plenty of time. I think if you can't make a pick in 30 seconds, maybe towards the end when you're getting guys who are on the periphery a little bit, but towards the top, you should know who you're going to be grabbing. You have plenty of time in between actual picks before, I don't know, but that's a personal preference thing.
Hey, Jackson, the secret to the In-N-Out fries is to order them extra crispy. It's from 636.
People told me that. I wasn't, it was pretty big. I wasn't looking to, I knew the fries were going to be bad. Just cooking them longer, I don't think is going to change much.
God, it's so stunning. Just give me a standard crinkle cut. Don't be creative. Just a nice little crinkle cut. That's fine.
If they were to take Shake Shack's fries,
Bill,
and put them in In-N-Out, then there would be no question on who would reign supreme.
Oh, Bill.
There would be no question because it's affordable. I got a burger, fries, and a drink for like $9. You get that at name another restaurant, fast food restaurant, you're looking at $15, upwards of $20 for something like that. Not the case with In-N-Out.
Get this imposter off the air. It's from the 314.
Who am I pretending to be?
I don't know. I just read what's in the prompter.
I thought that was pretty standard for Piddles.
What a pathetic loser. Yeah. You might as well have sent a nun out to Las Vegas, Tim. That's from the 314.
That's right. That's right. Ignore all context of what I just laid out and then pop off.
I hate steak and shake fries. I have fat fingers, and they are hard to grab. That's from the 618.
Yeah, you got to grab like 8 of them at a time to even get like...
And then you put them in the Dippets?
Yeah, but the Dippets aren't going to save it. If you're relying on Dippets to save your potato, you're in bad shape. You're in bad shape.
I don't mind the steak and shake fry. I'm fine with it. The In-N-Out fry is different. And it's like pizza. When do you have bad pizza? When do you have bad fries? The answer is In-N-Out. What many would say is one of the best burgers you can get. Hence, the wide delta.
Yeah, it's brutal. There's just no seasoning on them. They're bland. Yeah, there's no like breading on them. It's like
there's got to be a reason for it. They have to be aware of it. What's the reason?
They're 100% aware of it.
Yeah, it's the worst thing going. 314-399-9646. Yeah, we're doing best fries here on Balloon Party today.
Yeah.
And then worst fries. And then we'll break down each run the Cardinals scored this weekend.
Yeah, 3 segments for 3 runs.
And then we'll get you ready for Missouri and South Dakota and Illinois and Toledo and LSU and Florida State. And next Monday night, you got Monday Night Football. It's not NFL, but it's Clemson going to Duke and Mike Krzyzewski.
Except it's football.
That's right.
Dabo.
I love me some college football. I watched a little bit of Notre Dame and Navy.
Dublin.
In Dublin, Vanderbilt and their hanging scoreboard. Did you see that? They have a hanging scoreboard.
Oh, at Vandy?
Yeah, they're doing renovations, so the scoreboard is held up by cranes.
Oh, God. Might as well get one of those old school ones that you get like a rec basketball game.
You may have remembered the Rams rules from 2011. It was a high point for an administration that had so many high points in the final 5 years in St. Louis. I do believe that the Rams did that thinking it was a good idea because I don't think they knew they were going to Los Angeles in 2011. They may have known it was on the table, but I don't know what happened with, I don't know if I can call Missouri my alma mater. You know, I have 8 credit hours left.
You can absolutely call it.
Oh, yeah. I can't? Okay. My alma mater released Mizzou rules this weekend. We'll play those for you on the other side of the break to get you ready for the first week of the college football season. That is coming your way. Plus, the Lil Piddles Angry Beaver Weekend Wrap-Up.
Bingo.
Yeah, it's coming your way as well. This is Balloon Party driven by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota on 101 ESPN.
Hey, St. Louis, I'm here to talk to you about Circa Sportsbook. I was just out there over the past week, and I can tell you they got a lot of things going on over there, including 2 major contests to enter in before the football season begins. Oh, just $14 million in guaranteed prizes. First up, they got the Circa Million with $6 million in guaranteed prizes. It's $1,000 per entry, max of 5 entries per person. You pick 5 teams against the spread every week, and the winner takes home $1 million. Now, you must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, but weekly picks can be made through a proxy that you register with, and you can make those picks from anywhere. They also have the Circa Survivor with $8 million guaranteed to the winner or winner, as it's $1,000 per entry with a max of 10 entries per person. Pick one team straight up every week to win. If the team loses or ties, the entry is eliminated. You can only pick each team once in the season. Go 20-0 or be the last person standing to win. Entries close on September 9th, so head out there, Circa Sportsbook out there in Nevada and Las Vegas, and sign up for 2 of these major contests with $14 million in guaranteed prizes.
Welcome back. Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Action Jackson with you. Jackson's glorious return from Las Vegas. Extend your welcome by sending in a text or commenting in the YouTube chat. Both of us look cute today. I think you might look cuter.
She's got a haircut.
Yeah, the hair looks good, man.
Thank you.
It really does.
Thank you. Thank you. This is the shortest it's been in a long time, too. Because I'd be scared to cut it this short.
I lived that life. I lived that lie.
Yeah.
I lived that lie.
Yep. It wasn't my plan to go this short.
But now you can.
It came out this way, and I was like, oh, wait.
Things are happening for you.
I can go short
You're
again.
losing weight. The hair is coming back. You're fresh off of the trip to Las Vegas. Just telling you.
Yep. This
Things
is
are happening.
Year of growth. This is a big year of growth.
That's what this is?
Yeah.
Year of growth?
Yep. Deciding on if I don't like some, I'm going to do something about it.
Oh, my God.
That's what I've decided to do. Yep.
And that would be the hair, and that would be the weight, anything else?
Hair, weight, just getting finances in the right order, budgeting better, probably teeth come next, just everything.
What are you doing with your teeth?
Big buck teeth up front.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know.
You going to get lip injections?
I think that would offset some of the teeth problems if I had big, puffy lips.
Like update your Instagram?
Yeah, pouty. I would say I go in there and say, hey, I'm looking for some poutier lips.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, oh, well, you're Piddles.
Yeah, fall time is filler season. That's always been the rule around my home. Hey, join 101 ESPN and Bud Light for Blues and Brews on Friday evening, September 22nd, at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. Jackson, you're going to be up on stage previewing the season and breaking down the Central.
If they want real puck knowledge.
Get fired up for the blues season at this outdoor street party featuring live music from country music star Chris Lane and local blues musician Marquise Knox, plus appearances by blues players and alumni, food truck, blues merch, 101 and ESPN giveaways, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 101ESPN.com for additional event details and to purchase your tickets for Blues and Brews on September 22nd. The blues season is coming up, so 101 ESPN and Bud Light partnering on Blues and Brews on Friday, September 22nd. And college football, it did open this weekend. I don't know how much you really count this weekend, but it certainly opens this upcoming weekend. And it starts on Thursday night with Missouri hosting South Dakota. And Jackson, in what was a surprising development, I'm still trying to figure out if this was parody or if this was serious. The University of Missouri Athletics Department parodying the 2011 St. Louis Rams rules that were panned throughout the world when it was released. Released this video on Friday in anticipation of the 2023 11-1 Missouri Tigers.
Tiger fans, we want Faurot Field to be the loudest place. This is Rule at the Zoo number 2.
Each and every time our Mizzou offense moves the chains, our announcer will start us off with, that's a first down for M-I-Z. And you will say, C-O-U! Go Tigers! This is Rule at the Zoo number 3.
Tiger fans, when you hear that Jaws music start, it means it's time for a Mizzou kickoff. Our kicking unit is on the hunt like sharks, and trust me, these guys live up to the shark name. And when that Jaws music starts, link arms and start to sway. And make sure to carry this momentum towards kickoff.
This is Rule at the Zoo number 4.
When our Tigers are out there on defense, y'all know what time it is. We need some noise! And when you hear those trumpets start, let's take it up a notch because it's third down. Let's go!
This is Rule at the Zoo number 5.
Once that clock hits 0 in the third, it's officially the 4th. Put those fists up. It's our chance to unify Faurot Field and propel our Tigers to a win.
Those are the 5 rules at the zoo, so let's keep Faurot Field rocking, and don't be afraid to lose that voice.
M-I-Z!
All right, Jackson, let's have a serious talk. And this could be on the air, off the air, it doesn't matter. Right. If the mics are on, that's fine.
Okay.
Just let me know for profanity reasons.
Right.
What was that?
Well, Tim, the first part of that would be, I don't want to say identical, but a very, very close cousin of the Rams rules.
They
both with
use
the music.
the Alan Parsons Project Sirius, as Rams rules did in 2011.
Yes.
As the Chicago Bulls did when introducing the 1996, 7, and 8 Bulls, if I'm not mistaken. We'll talk more about the NBA in the Sports Center update, but that is certainly a parallel. So are you saying that you think it was intentional satire?
See, here's the thing that
Rams rules, of course, being 12 years ago, the college freshman being 6 years old when it came out.
Right, and it was so widely loved that it wouldn't surprise me they would bring it back. Here's what the evidence for that it is a parody. Here's the evidence that it would be a parody. Mm-hmm. The music at the beginning.
Nice.
The extremely awkward video of people either yelling or dancing, or in the case of Missouri, locking arms and making waves, something that you see a lot in SEC football. Another thing would be that the first couple rules are pretty much the same. If the Rams rules were similar, on offense, be quiet.
Nice.
That was a common theme. The kickoff is a little different because they said we're going to slow clap it out for the Rams rules.
That's right. Get people fired up.
This would be the waves with the Jaws music, so similar. Then on defense, you make noise. That was another Ram
It's a
rule.
great tip.
Now, the holding the fists up, that is a new development. The evidence that points that it isn't parody and it's serious is what you mentioned before, that the Rams rules came out in 2011. So college freshman, 6 years old, or myself, who's 25, I was 13 and not necessarily locked in.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be evidence that it is serious on top of the Rams rules were not well received. So why would you parody something that only a certain section of the state would understand? And then if you're going to parody it, maybe be a little more on the nose if it's possible.
Like yell, sack!
If the word yell sack after a sack, because that's what everyone in football does, is yell sack.
Absolutely.
Like they yell touchdown after a touchdown. It's also common. Then I would say, yes, there's a parody. But given the circumstances that we just laid out, like people would not really understand that, and only a certain part of an area would understand it, makes me think it's not parody.
It was sent out and on the Missouri Athletics YouTube page.
That's correct.
So this wasn't like, a TMA production, for example.
No,
that
sir.
would be something that we would do.
100%.
But we're in St. Louis, where the Rams, like over in Kansas City, they've been aware of the Rams rules.
No.
And then throughout rural Missouri, are they aware of it? And again, for the purpose of the students, they were so young when the Rams rules came out, I just don't know if that would necessarily resonate. I have to tip my cap in the sense that it's so questionable that I can't tell if it's real or fake, which at the end of the day, on many procedures, that's your goal.
Right. And the resemblances are so striking that it's like, how could it not be parody? But if it is parody, like, who are you trying to, our people aren't going to understand that. And those who do, like, the fact that it is so hard to tell if it's parody or not does not work well for Missouri.
Guys, when the clock hits 0 at the end of the third quarter, it's now the fourth quarter. Thanks for that. That's from the 314.
I think they were talking about fourth down. I think they were talking about third and fourth down. And
the fist was the fourth quarter thing.
That's when they went. I thought it was for fourth down, because that makes sense. When the football team gets a stop on third down, they put the fists up. So I don't see why.
No, when you go into the fourth quarter.
So you're supposed to.
I thought that's what it was.
Arbitrarily put your fist up when the fourth quarter. You're supposed to keep it up for the entire fourth quarter. Arms tired. Oh, that's so weird. I hope it's the fourth down. I really hope it is. If it's the start of the fourth quarter, that's going to look so, like Iowa waves high the kids in the children's hospital. Missouri's is going to be put your fist up. Oh, goodness.
All the University of Missouri is telling me with these damn rules is that I should bet the under on them winning over 6 games. Thanks. That's from the 980. Does this give you pause, Jackson? I mean, we're so leveraged on taking the over of 6.5 wins for this upcoming season.
I saw a stat on Twitter. Now, this isn't source necessarily.
You don't have a source.
I don't have great information on it.
On Balloon Party, which is essentially the NPR of Sports Talk Radio, we attribute sources.
Right, all things considered.
This is a guy on Twitter, though. That is our source.
I thought I saw that upwards of 90% of the money is on Missouri going over 6.5.
That's incredible if that's the case.
Right, I don't know about the volume.
Do you think that just shows the power of this show?
I think.
And how we're moving markets? Are we the Jim Cramer of sports talk and gambling?
That, and I don't know how Brian Kelly's going to handle 50,000 strong putting their fist up when the fourth quarter
strong.
When the fourth quarter starts.
That little Southern Belle from New England.
Right, yeah, probably closer to 65,000.
Look at you. You're starting to feel it now. Now you believe.
Listen, this video is goofy as all get out. Don't get me wrong. It gives me no pause or makes me any less excited for the Tigers to start the season.
Good morning. When the quarterback throws the ball, it's called a pass play. That's from the 314.
Right, and you yell out, pass, catch.
4 fingers are for the fourth quarter, idiots. That's from the 314.
What? Who's saying? What? Okay, goodness.
Those things have to be organic. Mizzou is trying too hard and should not be in the SEC. That's from the 314.
Right, we shouldn't. That always goes back to Missouri shouldn't be in the SEC. Ignore all the numbers and evidence to prove that they've had a better time in the SEC than Tennessee or Ole Miss or Mississippi State in some cases.
You're citing, I guess, over the last decade.
Since Mizzou has entered the
Right.
SEC, not in the history
Because
of the SEC. That
Tennessee would probably.
100%. But in the time Missouri's been in the SEC, they have 2 SEC East championships. Well, Tennessee has 0.
Why is a school whose nickname is the Tigers calling themselves the Sharks and playing music from the movie Jaws? I thought Tigers hunt also. This is sure to be a season where you might want to bet the under on 6.5 wins. It sounds like the people are starting to short our play.
Good. Get the numbers up. Let's see.
You did bet it. What did you bet? What was your...
A couple units on over 6.5.
And your unit size, of course, is...
Something that you'll have to find out after, I guess I can start a Patreon. You can find out.
Oh, you're going to open up a Patreon.
My unit size.
And what was your payout?
It's going to be good. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Well, no, I wasn't asking for an adjective, a very generic one nonetheless. I was asking for, did you get minus...
Oh, no,
minus
plus 100. It was plus 100.
Okay.
It was even money, essentially.
Good.
So
all right.
That's where I want it to be,
Nice. Yeah, I think I understand 6.5 is plus 108.
Yeah, that's probably at the number, and I don't think it'll shift at all before the season starts.
Well, this concerns me if all of the people are betting the over.
Yeah, it does concern
outside of the fact that we obviously move financial markets.
Right. But if it's the money and not the volume, then much more comfortable with it.
Well, you're the one who brought up the tweet. Do you have the tweet?
And it was the money. It was the money, not the volume. If it was volume, then yes, I would be concerned. But if it's money...
Where is the tweet?
Doug? Let's see. I'm trying to find it. I don't know.
Don't you trash Tennessee, Jackson. It's from the 618.
People who know me know that I do not like the University of Tennessee.
What is your issue with the Volunteers?
I don't like the fan base.
Why don't you like the fan base?
I think they think that they're a blue blood, even though they've, in this century, proved nothing to that extent. They really, I guess I love their passion, but that's SEC football, man. There's going to be passion all over the place. They have passion in College Station, Texas, all the way to Columbia, South Carolina.
How do you do?
So
from sea to shining sea.
Damn right. So, I think Tennessee is very full of themselves and have done nothing except have an absolute carousel of coaches over the past 10 years.
What do you hate Butch Jones?
God bless Butch Jones.
Thank you.
It was all on Derek Dooley.
If a football is being used, then it's a football game. Thanks. That's from the 314.
Yeah. Listen, I have no defense of the video. There's no doubt that was rough.
Tim, was the Vegas loser the producer of that crap? Now I hope Mizzou loses every game. That's from the 314.
Fine. Keep that same energy. Just want that out there. Because on October 7th, when the LSU Tigers come to town,
2 undefeated teams.
That's right.
2
College
undefeated
game
Tigers.
Day. Yeah,
college game day.
Right.
7 o'clock kickoff because Alabama, Texas A&M will be 2:30.
That's right.
7 o'clock kickoff. 60+ thousand all cheering for the Tigers. And that little Southern debutante, Brian Kelly, comes running onto the field with his disguised New England accent.
That's what I say.
Now
Southern
signing
debutantes.
like DiCaprio and Django Unchained.
Yeah. He went from DiCaprio and The Departed, and now he's DiCaprio and Django Unchained.
It's amazing. Boy, they're going to be undefeated going into Kentucky.
That's right. And then all these people were like, ooh, the video.
The Mizzou rules led them to...
Yeah. How quickly they will forget when College game day comes to marching.
What if they lose to South Dakota on Thursday?
You won't see me here on Friday.
You'll be out.
How could I defend... God. It was like after that first, you had Kelly Bryant go out to Laramie, Wyoming, and lose
to Wyoming.
And I was like, oh, God. It's over before it started.
You were on TMA then, so you didn't have to deal with it.
No, I was in my own depths of despair.
Yeah, you were probably in Columbia, actually.
It was.
You're welcome to give your thoughts. Leave a mic drop. You can text in Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We will have the Lil Piddles Angry Beaver Weekend Wrap-Up next on Balloon Party, driven by Mung and St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota on 101 ESPN.
This is Action Jackson with a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals fall yesterday to the Philadelphia Phillies, completing the sweep of the Cardinals. 3-0 yesterday. The Cardinals take on the Padres back in St. Louis here tonight, 6:45 first pitch. And Team USA routs Greece to reach the second round of the FIBA World Cup. Team USA will play again on Wednesday night against Jordan. That was another Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Welcome back. It is Balloon Party, driven by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota on 101 ESPN and on YouTube. Tim McKernan, Action Jackson, fresh off of wearing a Sleepless in Seattle t-shirt to the Cosmopolitan Chandelier Bar. It is your first Angry Beaver Lil Piddles Weekend Wrap-Up in a week, because it would have been last Monday. But your first Lil Piddles Angry Beaver anything since returning from Las Vegas. And I expect this one to be incredible.
I would agree. The expectation would be the norm. However, some of the, I'll just get into it.
Nice, yeah. Sick ad-lib.
Thanks. So we sit here on August 28th, 2023, with the Cardinals where they are, and the Blues/football season still on the horizon. Is this the most dead the St. Louis sports scene has been in any time in your broadcasting career?
Wow.
Where would STL be without City SC in the mix? Does this concern you for the future of the sports landscape in St. Louis?
Kind of irritating you didn't say Hall of Fame.
Right. Well, I figured that was everyone knows.
It's like implied.
Yeah, like you don't say Stan Musial's Hall of Fame career. Everyone knows it's Stan Musial.
Not the first time we've been compared. I hadn't thought about it, but that's what the Angry Beaver Lil Piddles Weekend Wrap-Up's for.
Right.
That's for pondering. God, I think it might be for a sustained period of time.
Right.
Now, I'm going to draw a parallel, something that we can all relate to, because I am very relatable.
Right.
I am a man of the people from South St. Louis.
That's right. Yep. The thumb is coming out.
I'm short.
Yes.
I'm bald. I'm super likable.
Yeah. You appeal to every group out there.
Absolutely. But something that just took place last week, I don't recall. So I'm not going Mike Greenberg prisoner of the moment. A stretch of weather with that heat in my lifetime in St. Louis. I do not. I really don't. But then at the same time, it could have happened last year and I just forgot about it.
Right.
Yeah. So along those lines, maybe somebody would go, no, this year was worse. But having worked in St. Louis TV or radio since 2000 and doing this stuff since being at the University of Missouri in the late 1990s. Yeah, who's really at this point, really locked in on the Cardinals? Why would you do it to yourself?
Unless you're like a scout. Or
a masochist.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, or just going, I'm just going to bet against the Cardinals and retire.
Gambling's part of it. Yeah, there's watching the game and then being locked in. Or
sure, you can bet it without watching it.
Oh, for sure.
There's that. So and then the Blues haven't started up yet. And, while we are excited about Missouri football, and I'm sure some Illinois fans are excited about Illinois football, it would be disingenuous to act like college football in St. Louis has the same presence as take your pick of whatever Big Ten or SEC market, relatively speaking. So to have a moment like this, it does stand out to me as being one of the most dead. Now, you ask about City SC. That could provide a surge of enthusiasm. Now, I already think it has a greater base than it would have expected in March. Disappointing to lose to Orlando on Saturday night. Unique set of circumstances on that loss. Taylor Twellman, I can't wait to hear what he has to say about it on tomorrow, presented by Together Credit Union. But along those lines, I think what could happen in October is people are going, okay, the Blues are started up, the Cardinals are done. We both expect Missouri to be undefeated after the LSU game, but on the off chance they're not.
Right. Very slim chance.
Thank you. You're going, God, it's October, and, it's fun that the Blues are starting, but Cardinals aren't playing. We don't have NFL. if City is in a spot, they could capture even more of the market share by being in position to host a playoff game at the very least and potentially making a run. So you have those two things working potentially in their favor. I just don't think at the moment, I think for the people who are interested in it, and we're interested in going in, they're locked in, and they're going, how can you not talk about City SC? And I understand, listen, it's not about playing favorites. It's about, like, I love Missouri football, but I recognize the majority of the audience in St. Louis at this moment does not share my feelings. I oftentimes talk about how I love golf, but I know most people don't love golf, so I don't talk about it. So I call how I see it, and at the moment, I don't think City SC has it, but if they are in the playoffs and hosting a game, and I would expect that to be the case, then you get yourself into a position where a bunch of people are paying attention to it, i.e. the casual fan, and once they're watching it, or if they're lucky enough to go to it, going, holy crap, there's nothing else like this.
Right.
So it provides an opportunity for it to experience a real surge in popularity, even though right now perhaps still a small percentage of St. Louis sports fans are really actively monitoring it relative to the Cardinals at this time usually, not this year, at this time usually, and of course the Blues when they start up the season in October.
Yeah, without City right now, I mean, we would be really in the depths of it because at least with that, you have something to talk about. You can watch it on the weekends. But without that, man, it would be trying times because, like you said, how many people are really locked in on the Cardinals? So many questions to answer, but those answers can't be provided until the offseason.
The best part of the Cardinal calendar this year is going to be November and December.
Right, exactly. And then you're going to be hip deep in football. So it's like right now, I know in my lifetime, I can't remember, and I've only worked in sports media this is my third year, but
Hall of Fame.
Right, well, certainly like
it's trending.
Young breakout star.
Right, like a Shohei Ohtani, like it's obvious.
Yeah, I would say so. Still got something to prove.
Right.
And hoping to avoid the DL. IL, either way.
Nice.
I just don't know where, because even last year at the Cardinals, A, they were in it, and B, you had Albert Pujols.
Right, they won the division.
Right, there's almost always like a storyline to follow.
Losing to the Phillies for the vast majority of people was surprising.
Right, agreed. And
on top of it, you had a colossal debacle in the ninth inning.
Right.
That exacerbated the offseason's needs, fairly or unfairly. It just did, because you just got knocked out of the playoffs after winning a division championship in 2 games, and then you go lock in Wilson Contreras for 5 years. Jackson, do you have another question on this Angry Beaver Lil Piddles Weekend Wrap-Up? Do you have anything else? You do?
Yeah, and it segues nicely into what we were just talking about, because I think this is an element of it. Do you think it's odd that there is no discussion going on about the state of Ollie Marmol's job and his future with the team?
Yes, I have spent a lot of time on this topic. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm just.
It's okay.
Is there a follow up? Let me get the whole thing. I mean, that's what the Angry Beaver pays for you. They don't say mention Tim and get $5 off, do they? No.
Damn right they don't.
Nobody does.
Do you imagine a change of manager could happen in the offseason? Doug Vaughn has a theory on TMA that if Marmol is still gainfully employed by the Cardinals, then the big picture direction of the team is coming from the top. Do you subscribe to that theory?
Doug's premise is if he doesn't catch hell, then he's doing what the front office and ownership wants him to do. That of the whole situation this year, like if we're doing Family Feud and the great Steve Harvey, or maybe even that cute little Richard Dawson would nuzzle up on my navel as he greets me like he used to. Oh, he was very aggressive when he greeted people.
Is that right?
You really should YouTube that, settle in, and go, could that happen in 2023? And we're going to say, biggest surprise of the Cardinals 2023 calendar year. And while you could take your pick of whatever, like, oh my God, what happened to Adam Wainwright, or the fact that they're, I suppose it's unlikely, but theoretically could lose close to 100 games.
Right.
I would say that they're in the spot that they're in, and there really isn't there. It's not like chastising fans for being at the gates. It's just kind of there is an apathy of sorts that they're not going to make any changes.
Right.
And that is the thing that when I was talking, I know I said this to Rocchio last week, I said, it's so strange to me. I don't think any other market would have this, where you have a team coming up this short of expectations, not really because of injuries, by the way. Sometimes you just got to deal with it, and it sucks, and I know it's not popular. I feel like the 2007 year was an example of that, where it just had injuries, and it sucks, but it happens.
Yeah.
but you also were coming off of 2000 through 2006, and
Right.
every year they were a damn good team. Even the year they missed the playoffs in that stretch in 2003, they were above 500. So it was kind of hard to get worked up about it coming off a world championship. But this isn't about injuries. This is about the roster construction in the offseason and a team that has been, for sure, one of the 5 biggest disappointments, and I'm sure some would say one
Top
of the
3.
3 biggest.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you want to rank the Mets and Yankees and Padres and whoever else you'd want to throw into the mix.
Yeah.
And then you'd expect changes in New York. I think there will be.
Yep.
In both franchises, and you'd expect changes in San Diego, but in St. Louis, it's just not expected. And that shows the malaise that I think Cardinal fans have towards the way that this operation handles its business. So it kind of becomes the boy who cried wolf unintentionally. But I'm just like, can't wait to see what they do this offseason. I can't wait to see what they do the trade deadline. Can't wait to see what they do the offseason. Can't wait to see what they do the trade deadline. Yeah, I personally don't expect, like when I'm talking about changes, if somebody who's like a bench coach or something like that. But usually a manager or a general manager or somebody in the higher up in the front office makes a substantial change when you have a season with these kinds of expectations and this kind of failure. Instead, they're empowered to fix that which they created, and that strikes me as incredibly surprising. Your thoughts are welcome. 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service. Text line, Tim McKernan, Action Jackson with you. This is Balloon Party, driven by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota on 101 ESPN. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota is where I get my cars for my family. It's where I'd like you to get your cars as well. And I will tell you why. Because you will have access to the people in charge like you've never had anywhere else, and they want you to reach out to them. They give you a secret number for our listeners, 314-252-0029. That's how you can text or call Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, or Peter Munganess at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota, and ask any questions, make any requests you may have, 314-252-0029. Or you can go shopping at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com and check out their incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. And here's the thing, even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, get your car serviced at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Just go online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com or text or call 314-252-0029. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Welcome back. Final segment of Balloon Party for Monday, August 28th, 2023. BK and Ferrario. Commissioner Kylie to you, Jackson. We'll be up at 11 o'clock, and then we'll have our fantasy draft for 101 ESPN at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I have to make sure that I'm going to be in that. I can Venmo immediately, so I hope.
What does it say if you were in it last year and you didn't get invited back?
Well, I don't
Are you
think
a problem client?
No,
That's what I take it.
Well, first of all, I was like the only person who was on board with the 30-second draft rule. I was championing our commissioner during that period. I also came in third, but I also got the text saying, hey, do you want to join? I remember being like, I have to see how many fantasy leagues I'm in, but I didn't communicate that, which is on me. I mean, I can acknowledge that I've made a mistake.
It's big of you.
Right. That's what makes me relatable. And so I think that I hope, I'd do it, but that would be 3, and that's my absolute max. I can't do more than 3. Because then you're rooting against yourself.
I know. I know what you're saying.
Especially if you're betting the board, like I like to do on a football Sunday.
You like to diversify. Your portfolio's diversified.
Right. I usually do 6-game teasers, which are...
Oh, so positive, EV.
Right.
Jackson, do you have a third question for this Angry Beaver Lil Piddles Weekend Wrap-Up?
I sure do.
What a pause.
I'm trying to decide which lane. Oh, I'm going to go down this lane. Amazon joins the list of suitors of tech giants with some interest in purchasing ESPN from Disney. If you were one of these tech giants who are looking to buy ESPN, how would you change things for the better, both from a content perspective and a delivery method for consumers to watch? Also, what do you think is the end goal of these big tech giants trying to purchase something like ESPN?
Well, I don't know that they are, so that'd be building off a premise that I'm not sure is the case. They're supposedly having conversations per, who wrote that, Front Office Sports?
Front Office has been the source for both Amazon and Apple.
My honest answer is I don't know. It's above my pay grade. I'm a simple, I don't know if people know this. I grew up in South St. Louis.
Right. You're more into like bullpen rotations. That's what
I bust tables at Pietro's. Right. And for me... to just be here is an honor, and I'll let the people, the coastal elites, figure those things out.
Right.
I'm just
in their ivory tower.
In their ivory tower. Yeah. That's exactly right. I'm just focused on. I'm a meat and potatoes guy. Let's have Tim over for some meat and potatoes. That's what the people say.
Right. Coleslaw McKernan.
That's what they say. So I can't understand that. Your technology and Wall Street deals are above my simple busboy mind. So you can talk about that at the men's card room tonight. I'll be having meat and potatoes.
Right, while drafting a very meat and potatoes fantasy team.
That's right. So we had this conversation at the very end of TMA today, and we disagreed. I wish we would have brought this up earlier.
Yeah.
Because you believe access to sports viewing is better in 2023 than 2018, and I dispute that. Now, I think you're probably, in fairness to you, going bigger picture, and I'm talking about the Blues and the Cardinals specifically.
Yeah. Then we're on the same team.
Right. So, watching the Blues and Cardinals, how it used to be, was so much easier, and it's such a disaster, and I know I talk about it damn near every show here, but I think it's kind of like when the Rams, on TMA, I felt like we were one of the only shows in the market, in 2012 going, they're going to move, and it was unpopular. Mm-hmm. But I'm going, it'd be like a doctor not being honest with a patient.
Right.
Well, we can talk about them beating the 49ers if you want, or losing to the Seahawks by 30. We can do that. But for what I do for a living, an NFL team is moving, and we've got to talk about that. And if the Cardinals television situation is not only impacting how the fans, everybody who is listening to this, watch the games, but also how the team spends its money, then it's a huge story. And it is my theory that that is what is going on. So, combined with the fact that it is difficult to access the games for a large portion of the fan base in a time when it should be easier than ever, and that television deal is causing the Cardinals headaches because it had been $60 million in revenue. It's some absolute monster story. So that is why I am for anything that improves it. And my expectation is that within 2 years, our sports viewing, both locally and nationally, internationally, will be at its best. The good news is the depths of how things are at the moment will force improvement. Kind of like, ideally, will be the case with the Cardinal front office. Time for us to shut it down. BK and Ferrario are up next for Action Jackson. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been Balloon Party, driven by Mungan, St. Louis Acura, and Olin Toyota on 101 ESPN.